Hey peoples, Jason here. Today's video, I'm gonna take the Insta360 X3 and the X4 with their lens guards on, and I'm gonna dunk them in some water to show you guys. Does water get in those lens guards when you're recording in water situations? So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna be poolside with the X4 and the X3. I just did it in my sink, just so you guys can see what happens when they get around water. You got the beetle hooked up to you? I guess it doesn't work like that, huh? Oh no, I'm good on that. I don't mess around with bodies of water like that. I didn't know how much drop my shower. Okay. No, it's cool. I got a lens over the actual lens. This thing is, I can go like 30. Ain't no way.
It's got to get plugged in, and then it's the same pump setup like I had at the house, but all the sand's in there and everything's good, but you have to.
Alright, so you guys wondering, can this thing go in the water? It can. There's actually no water. I'll probably throw water in the lenses. Probably was. But it probably drained itself out. So if you guys need to use this thing, Alright, so we went on ahead and took the X4 and we put it in the water, and you guys see with the standard sticky lens, and look, let me tell you guys something, it doesn't matter if it's the standard sticky lens or the premium ones, it doesn't matter. If water gets inside of the lenses, inside the lens guards, then it's gonna get in there. Now the sticky lens guard for the X3, I've used it in the rain. I've used it on my motorcycle in the rain. It wasn't heavy downpours though, it was some drizzle. I didn't care about the camera being back there with the lens guards on. I just left it and no water got inside. So here's what I'm gonna tell you guys. If you are riding a motorcycle, let's just say, or driving a car, and you have your X3 or your X4 mounted outside the vehicle or on your motorcycle or whatever, if it starts raining, you're probably not going to get rain in it specifically from the rain, but the pressure of the rain from you driving. That's what's going to force the water inside of the cracks, and the wind is going to facilitate, moving it around until it gets inside of your lens guard, and then you're going to just have condensation. So here's what I recommend. If you guys are going to use the lens covers, because me personally, because let's just say when you're driving and you have the lens covers on, if you're on a road where other cars are driving past, those are always a chance, especially when it's raining, even more than when it's not, that a rock or something is going to jump off of a vehicle. So like when you guys are driving in the rain, if you're behind another car, the front end of your vehicle is getting hit with more debris while it's raining than when it's not. So that's something you guys have to keep in mind when using these cameras mounted outside of whatever vehicle it is you're driving or riding, if you're on a motorcycle or a scooter or something like that. So I still would want to keep the lens guards on, right? So it's just something you guys have to deal with. Now when it comes to cleaning, you have to be very careful with cleaning with these lens guards, because if you clean your lens guard, I'll tell you what I do, and it works for me. I clean my lens guard with filtered water. I don't use tap water because there's chlorine and all kinds of stuff. If you can use distilled water, if you have access to distilled water, I would tell you guys to clean your thing with distilled water. Now we're about topped off at the top here. I would tell you guys to clean it with distilled water, because distilled water doesn't have any minerals or anything. It's completely filtered, and it's you shouldn't have any contaminants in the water, so that if it was to dry up on your lens covers, you don't have water spots and stuff like that, because that's the key. You don't want to have water spots. You want to try not to have water spots. When your lenses get dirty, right, dust in the air will attach to the water. It'll stick to the water that's on your lens guards, and this is why I really don't like getting my lens guards wet, because at least not on the inside of the lens covers, because it's just hard to clean without making microscopic scratches on it. So what I do is, like when this thing gonna get dunked in the water, my procedure is going to be, I'll turn it off for now. My procedure is going to be take the lens covers off, shake them really, really, really good, like really good. Shake the camera really good, let them dry. This is like, you know, this is if you're done filming. If you still got to film, you might have to take the lens covers off and conduct the rest of your film until you have time to let your camera and the lens covers dry. Once they dry, like I told you guys, you could initially get them wet in regular water. You know, like if it's raining, that's going to be acidic water, so that's going to be what it's going to be. But the final bit of water, any water that touches it for the last time, I would tell you guys, if you can get distilled water or filtered water, those would be the best. That way the water has as little contaminations, minerals, whatever in it as possible. So when it dries, it doesn't leave water spots on your lens filters. So, and then I would use one of the supplied microfiber towels that Insta360 always sends you for lens covers and stuff like that, lens guards and screen protectors. Use that and just lightly just kind of clean off any water spots, and you know, if you have any, or anything that's left on your lens guards, use it to gracefully clean it off. Try not to rub hard. If you guys rub hard, you know, if there's dust particles that you're just not going to see because you can't see all the dust in the air, you're going to slightly scratch the lens guards on the inside. You don't want to do that. So without further ado, let's dunk you guys in the water. Okay, so what I just did was I dumped you guys can see there's water. All that distortion in the video, that's water inside of the lens guards. So that's what I do. I shake the camera off real good, get off initially, and then I will take the lens guards off. And these lens guards are going to be easier to dry than the X4's lens guards because they don't have the frame around them. It's literally just the lens guard and that's it. If you do not take the lens guard out, I don't know if you guys just saw that second lens, condensation starts to build up inside between the lens guard and your actual lens. Take the lens guard off, check the camera really, really good. Get all the water out of the areas where these things come in and they snap in place. You know, you want to get all the water out of there. And that's why I said leave it out somewhere to dry so that condensation doesn't build up again once you start to put the lens guards back on and record again. As you guys can see, water actually did get into both cameras. It really didn't take much. So here's my take on that. When it comes to cleaning these lenses, what I use is I use distilled water like I was telling you guys. I spray a little bit on the inside. I take one of the Insta360 supplied cloths, as you guys can see. Usually comes with the lens guards, and I get to wiping nice and soft. You just get in there, because you guys are gonna have water spots if you don't, you know, especially if the water that you had the camera in was, you know, contaminated with minerals and anything else. You're gonna get that in there, and this is how clear it is. I don't know if you guys can really see. Let me keep it clear around here, my guys. Anytime I actually do lens guards, if I clean the lens guards, I always, once I'm done cleaning them, I always put them down on a flat surface like this. That way dust in the air doesn't get inside the lens cover, and then when I'm ready to actually put the lens covers back on the camera, I give the camera the same kind of treatment. You can spray some distilled water on the lens and then just wipe it up with the towel. Wipe it really good. Try not to leave any streaks or any kind of contamination, and just kind of wipe it gracefully. Feel the lens with your finger, between your finger and the cloth. And once you get it where you need to be, I immediately put the lens guards back on. Like, before dust can settle on anything, I just put them back on, and they just snap back in place just like you guys did when you first installed them for the first time. And it's just that simple. This is going to be the same for the premium lens guards and the normal ones, and then that's it. You should be good to go. Remember guys, always let the camera dry completely before putting the lens covers back on. Because if you don't, you're gonna get condensation inside the lens guards when you're recording for the next time. Now I wanna show you guys something, just so you guys can see that these things, they aren't water resistant, and Insta360 tells you that. Not for underwater use, because if you use it underwater, it's just gonna get inside your lens, and if that's the kind of footage you don't want, that's what you're gonna get. So to avoid that, don't do that. But here, let me show you guys something. Look at the gaps between the body and the top of the lens. You see those gaps? You can see it on the bottom here. You can see it down here on the bottom. You see? And remind you, this is the X4. This is the standard lens guards. It's going to be the same deal with the premium lens guards, how you have those gaps on the bottom and on the top. That's why you don't use these cameras underwater. I mean, unless you just want water kind of moving around inside your lens cap, that's pretty much what you're gonna get. That's pretty much all I got, guys. So if you guys like the video, like and subscribe. I'm tinkering around with these cameras. I'm doing different videos and stuff like that. So if you guys have any tests or something you want me to test out, let me know in the comments below. I got you, fam, all right? I'll see you later. Peace.